Most people don't realize how much feels both familiar and strange about being in London. You can watch decades of British TV and hear English speakers every day, yet even with all that pop culture, real life in the city delivers unexpected contrasts. London often surprises Americans who expect it to feel just like home. Picture a clear morning in Hyde Park. Joggers move between old oak trees, their shoes following paths used for generations. You hear traffic, birds, and the sound of church bells at the same time. It could feel like walking through Central Park, but the difference is subtle routines and habits that don't quite match American ways. Americans often assume a shared language erases cultural differences, but the city quickly shows new patterns, from crossing the street to ordering at a restaurant. This script explains 10 key ways living in London cuts through cliches, focusing on real details about housing, eating, daily routines, and culture. These points come from research, testimonials, forums, and hard numbers. Many Americans want to know what it's really like to adapt to English life, but before we continue, make sure to subscribe. Number 10. Housing price shock. The belief that British housing is cheaper than American housing doesn't match the facts in London. Inside the city, both short-term rentals and purchases often cost much more than visitors expect. Even a basic Airbnb in Acton, far from London's wealthiest areas, can cost almost twice what a similar apartment runs in Paris. Listings for a family-sized home, a 6-bedroom, traditional house on a calm street often reach the same price seen in top American zip codes. The architecture may look historic, lined with rows of brick homes and tree-filled streets, but the prices are very modern. Although overall UK rental averages are about 25% lower than the US, London defies this pattern. The city's rental and sales markets consistently push prices higher than national averages, making it easy to feel disoriented by the numbers. Maybe you've noticed this yourself. What's the most expensive housing market you've ever seen? Number 9. Dollar versus pound. Every American who shops in London gets a quick lesson on currency differences. Many expect dollars to stretch further abroad, but the pound changes that calculation, with £1 equal to about 1.26 at current rates. Even a small purchase reveals higher real costs. A $3 coffee is nearly $3.80 before adding banking fees. Weekly groceries or clothing require mental math that rarely works out in the American's favor. The stronger pound shapes spending and creates a visible difference in daily prices. Watching Londoners pay by card at a busy shop, Americans often feel the extra cost in every transaction. Number 8. Language barrier gap. British accents and dialects are familiar on TV, but street conversations in London demand closer attention. Accents can be thick, regional slang is common, and word choices sometimes surprise Americans. Ordering at a pub or asking for directions often leads to repeating questions, not from noise but from these small language shifts. While the words are English, the details and expressions may be unfamiliar. Requests as simple as asking for napkins or directions become lessons in local vocabulary. It can feel unfamiliar at first, but these small hurdles become daily life. Number 7. City of diversity. Before smartphones, American cities called themselves melting pots. Today, London is one of the world's most diverse cities. In neighborhoods like Brixton or Camden, it's easy to hear 10 or more languages within a few minutes. This diversity appears in shop windows, market stalls, and on public trains. Government data confirms London hosts communities from every continent, reaching a scale beyond what even large US cities usually show. The range exceeds that of Paris, too, blending backgrounds from Africa, Asia, the Middle East, and beyond. For many Americans, the day-to-day mix of cultures is wider and deeper than expected. Number 6. Grocery price surprise. Walking through a London supermarket, many Americans first expect sticker shock but instead see savings. Numbeo data shows basic grocery bills in London are about 24% lower than in US cities. At chains like Tesco or Sainsbury's, $5 buys a bag with fresh produce, bread, and eggs. An order that could cost $10 or more across the Atlantic. Staples like milk and cereal fill shelves at competitive prices. Even small shops are affordable when compared with American cities. Quality stays high and produce and bakery sections are well stocked. Neighborhood markets further drop average food costs. Over a typical week, daily food spending often comes in well below US expectations. Number 5. Restaurant reality check. Old views about British food are slow to fade, but London's dining scene is global and modern. A few blocks might offer Indian, Thai, Italian, and classic British pub food. Menus show a clear price with no surprise charges, taxes included, and a service fee appears on the bill. There's no calculation or tip required at the end. Americans, used to tax and tip added at the table, notice the change right away. Meals may feel more straightforward, letting diners focus on the experience, not the calculations. The classic English breakfast offers more variety and flavor than many realize. Number 4. Shop hours difference. Americans often remember the era of shorter retail hours, but have since grown accustomed to late-night shopping. In London, stores and cafes usually stay open every day, including Sundays. On a Saturday at 5 p.m., it's common to see shops busy with customers or people sitting by the window at a cafe. Main streets from Soho to Acton stay lit and open, making it easy to browse or shop whenever the moment fits. Versus the patchwork hours in some American towns and older European cities, London's wider schedule creates a sense of constant access. Number 3. Air conditioning absence. In post-war America, air conditioning became standard in homes and businesses. London didn't follow this trend. Most apartments and houses, outside of the newest buildings, do not have air conditioning. When summer highs reach the 80s, a rare but noticeable event, people rely on fans or open windows. The typical high in June barely tops 69 degrees, keeping most days comfortable. Still, on those warmer afternoons, Americans are used to adjusting a thermostat. But in London, adaptation is the norm. Residents get through short heat waves with shade and patience. It's a small detail, but one worth asking. Think about the hottest summer you remember with no AC. How did you cope? Number 2. Traffic spin. Everyone hears that the British drive on the left, but seeing and experiencing it in London is a different story. At nearly every crosswalk, "Look right" is painted on the curb. American habits are hard to break. Most look left out of instinct, only to find buses or taxis coming the other way. This difference continues with escalators, pedestrian flow, and queuing patterns in stations. Many daily routines are the opposite of what Americans expect, making a simple street crossing take an extra moment. Most are grateful for the reminders, but still pause, sometimes twice before stepping off the curb. Number 1. London's urban parks. London's parks outsize and outnumber those in most American cities. Many expect Central Park to set the standard for city green space, but Hyde Park and similar sites show centuries of design. Lawns, tree groves, and ponds filled with ducks and swans offer quiet spaces just steps from busy roads. Benches fill with office workers at lunchtime, and families picnic under large, shady trees. Even outside the city center, parks are common features of most neighborhoods. The scale of public green space continues to surprise first-time visitors, especially those used to seeing more concrete than grass. Historic gardens near landmarks like Kensington Palace display careful care and planning. By now, you might be comparing it to your own life. What's the most memorable public park or garden you've ever visited? By now, you might be comparing it to your own life, but here's a contradiction worth seeing. London looks and feels so much like an American city in small ways: language, familiar brands, busy routines. Yet a day's experience proves how quickly assumptions unravel. The comfort of speaking English can mask differences, but small details, how people queue, chat in pubs, or calculate a dinner bill, bring those changes into sharp relief. This double-take effect is what makes living here both tempting and challenging for Americans. It confirms what some already suspected: similarity isn't the same as sameness. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this.